All right, people. So I got a question for y'all. Does a guaranteed contract mean the Lakers truly believe Bronny James is part of their future? Or did the Lakers simply preserve an asset instead of losing him for absolutely nothing? Welcome back to Lakers Land. I am Seven Mitchell. This morning, I want to talk about Bronny James, the guaranteed contract that he got. What does that mean for him? What does that mean for the Lakers, man? Make sure if you guys are new to Lakers Land, hit that subscribe button. Welcome, man. We about to rock and roll this morning. Y'all know how I do. This is where I think a lot of fans, including myself, sometimes miss the big picture, because a guaranteed contract doesn't automatically means that the Lakers or any team, believes that a player is untouchable. It means that they believe he has some type of value. There's a huge difference. Every front office, when you think about it, wants tradable contacts, and they want to have young players that got upside. Bronny James, I don't know if he check off both of them boxes, but if another team values Bronny James because they think he can become some type of defensive guard coming off the bench, or because acquiring him increases their chance of signing LeBron for whatever reason, then that's actually leverage for Rob Pelinka. I'm not moving Bronny James for free, but I'm also not pretending that Bronny is like the cornerstone or something special with this Lakers team. I think Bronny, that element is so interesting because he's kept his nose clean. He's worked hard. He kept his head down since he's been in the league. He's gotten better. But I never really anticipated this early, him being away from the Lakers and possibly being away from LeBron James. And I'm just wondering, what type of career could Bronny have if he's stuck, with no Lakers and no LeBron? He will truly get exposed, for what type of player he is, whether that's good, bad, or indifferent. But I'm wondering, what does this mean for Bronny James? That little bit of money that they gave him, I think it was like 2.4, 2.5 million guaranteed. The Lakers could definitely use that eventually for whatever moves they're trying to make. Obviously, we talked about this yesterday. Rob Pelinka in this Lakers front office, they have some type of big picture game plan in mind that I don't think it co-aligns with the fans right now. It's not really making a lot of sense. And Coach JJ Redick, he has constantly emphasized in the past that Bronny has earned his opportunities through work ethic rather than just his last name. JJ Redick, I remember him publicly rejecting the idea that the Lakers pretty much, quote unquote, gave Bronny anything, saying that, his defensive effort, his passing ability, and his long-term development was something that the Lakers was looking forward to. It's just, I don't know, yo. Could Bronny realistically to y'all carve out some type of long-term NBA career strictly as a 3-and-D if the Lakers was to keep him? Does Bronny fit with this team in any capacity? Could Bronny help? I think Bronny is going to be a good defensive player, but I just don't, the way this team is constructed and with so many unknowns, I don't see how Bronny James fit with these Lakers. And then I think that even if you don't want to make it personal, I think it's still an issue when you got part of LeBron's lineage still hanging around. How are they so willing to make LeBron unhappy or wanting to move on from LeBron, but don't mind keeping his son? True enough, it's not the same type of threat. Bronny and LeBron are two different types of impact players, totally. But I just felt like, ultimately, it doesn't make sense to keep Bronny around, if you are LA. Good thing for the Lakers, like I said, he has shown a little bit improvement in his game. My boy Brutus is in the building, said he just confused as why the haters are following LeBron like flies on shit. This is the routine. Every offseason and beyond, every move that LeBron makes or don't make, everybody is definitely going to be stick to him like glue. That's a part of the basketball community that we have. But Bronny James, man, I don't know if he really has a future with these Lakers. You know, he doesn't have to become a star with this team. He doesn't have to become Austin Reeves, or he doesn't have to average 18 points, nothing like that. If Bronny could defend opposing guards and knock down some open corner three-pointers, limit those turnovers and just keep the energy up, I think there's room in today's NBA for that type of player. The problem is the Lakers aren't really, I don't think the Lakers, see, I don't want to say the Lakers are in development mode anymore because Luka wants to win. So to me, even though the Lakers don't have a championship caliber roster, in my opinion, right now, on face value, when you look at what they have in total, every roster spot matters to me. I think every rotation minute matters. Every mistake is going to matter. That's why I question whether the Lakers is the best place for Bronny James long term. And then when you look at Bronny's contract, becoming fully guaranteed, it changes his trade value a little bit because he now represents a controllable young guard under team control, making him easier to include in a future transaction if the Lakers did decide to, show some roster flexibility. I think that outweighs his development. His opportunity of guaranteed development under the Lakers system, I believe, was only relevant when LeBron was in uniform. What do y'all think about LeBron and Bronny in the future? If LeBron wanted Bronny on his next team, should Rob Pelinka demand a massive return or simply just honor LeBron wishes and move Bronny for cheap? Because Rob Pelinka and the Lakers could play this thing two ways. For example, let's say LeBron went to Cleveland. Let's say LeBron decided to go to Cleveland and end his career there, and he wanted to bring Bronny. Rob Pelinka don't have to make a move, or Rob Pelinka could overcharge the Cleveland Cavaliers, try to get Jared Allen. I mean, he could really try his hand. It might not work, but, he does have a little bit of leverage, I believe, once they gave Bronny James that guaranteed contract. It wasn't a high contract. I just feel like Bronny is going to become not guilty by association, but more of a victim by association. Like, he's being caught in the middle of this. But if I'm Rob Pelinka, if I'm the Lakers, if LeBron is really dead strung on Bronny playing with him, I'm going to play hardball. Business is business. And y'all know I'm a LeBron guy. But I'm going to play hardball. LeBron already made his decision that he didn't want to play with the Lakers no more. He said that this organization, he wasn't happy. And, he wants to continue to play somewhere where he can compete. The Lakers don't owe anybody any discounts at this point. If another organization believed Bronny James helped them land LeBron James even at the age of 41 years old, then I think that leverage belongs to Rob Pelinka and the Lakers. Why would Rob Pelinka just give away an asset? And I know we're talking about Bronny James, but I'm talking about from a mathematical standpoint, Bronny is definitely an asset depending on what type of deal we're talking about. If another general manager in the NBA wants Bronny because LeBron is going to come with him, then they're going to have to pay up. If not, Bronny is just going to have to stay in LA. I believe that's how championship organizations operate. I don't know if y'all agree or disagree with that. But I think that it wasn't a bad thing for the Lakers to give Bronny that guaranteed deal. I'm just so blinded by the direction of what the Lakers are trying to build. How does that include Bronny James, especially with the bad blood with his father, it seemed like, in the organization? And is Bronny prepared to be on a team without his dad, without the Lakers? You would think that a guy would want to have his own opportunity, but I don't know if Bronny is ready for that yet. I don't even know who expected that. I'm pretty sure LeBron is taking Bronny into consideration with every move that he's making. Not speaking out, being patient. I do believe we haven't heard a lot from LeBron, and the decisions hasn't been made so far as where he going to go. I think partially because of Bronny. Yes, Bronny already has a guaranteed deal, but like I said, I just don't think that's going to stick with the Lakers. And I think LeBron is trying to consider what's the best situation for my son because his legacy is pretty much stamped. I'm talking about James. He can chase another ring all he want, but I just feel like Bronny is the one stuck in the middle with really no direction and still a lot of question marks as far as what type of NBA player could he be at the end of the day. The Lakers have continued to reshape this roster this offseason while at the same time moving into a new era following LeBron's departure. Guaranteeing Bronny contract came amid, broader organizational changes rather than maintaining that previous father-son storyline. Is Bronny actually part of the Lakers' new identity, or was he just the last connection to the LeBron era? That's why I feel like he is, and I feel like the Lakers are going to move on from him because of the LeBron. You have a LeBron presence still with the Lakers, even though LeBron is no longer with the team. This is where I lean towards moving on from Bronny. Not because he failed, not because Bronny James doesn't work hard, not because he doesn't deserve an NBA opportunity, not because he's some type of troublemaker. In my eyes, as a young player with all that pressure, with his name always in the spotlight, he's done everything the organization has asked. He hasn't made the NBA look bad, but team building, championship building, culture building isn't about feelings. It's about timelines. And the Lakers are trying to establish apparently some type of completely different identity than what they had in the past. Keeping Bronny James while LeBron James leave creates a strange dynamic, if y'all ask me, where every conversation is going to circle back to the James family instead of the players actually leading the franchise forward. I think sometimes a clean break benefits everybody. And when we talk about the Lakers and Bronny, even though they just gave him a guaranteed deal, I think it starts there. My boy BG said Bronny is young. He still fits this roster. Rob say, why are you a LeBron guy? LeBron is horrible. 23 years and his born game never changed. This is interesting to me. Rob with the disrespect that he has for LeBron. Why am I a LeBron guy? I mean, we talking about a guy who came into the league, a pass first guy. He emulated a career like Magic Johnson. People compared his game to Magic Johnson. He ends up being the all-time scoring leader. He's top 10 in assists all times, top 10 in steals all times, top 10 in rebounds all time. He's went to 3 destinations. He's led all 3 destinations to championships. He was the finals MVP in all those runs. I mean, he quarterbacked players taking control of their own career with this whole free agency shit. LeBron was a big part of that, especially after KG and them formed in 2008. What is there not to love about LeBron? The Lakers wouldn't be nothing if it wasn't for LeBron, bro. Why y'all keep fronting like the Lakers had something going on before James came? And this is another thing. Y'all don't want to give him credit. Yes, I remember Greg Popovich. They used to give LeBron the shot because he couldn't shoot. You ain't giving LeBron no shot now. You ain't giving LeBron a shot now. LeBron is one of the most efficient players in NBA history. So he's improved his game. This is, I mean, like, y'all like Jordan, you like Kobe for whatever reasons. I'm cool with that. But I've watched all these guys play in real time before YouTube, before all of that. I'm old enough to have been able to watch these guys. I watched Michael Jordan live. Kobe never had the opportunity. Lakers won 16 championships before LeBron came. How many years? See, this is y'all be so incomplete with y'all shit, man. How many years are we talking about that the Lakers won championships before LeBron came? You talking about over a span of 30, 40, 50 years. Before LeBron came, when was the last time the Lakers won a championship? Let's talk about that. Caton says, bad luck for taking Bronny. I mean, when they first drafted Bronny, I thought it was a good idea. It was a feel-good story. I think that worked out pretty decent for us to be able to see father and son. I don't think it hurt the league at all. It didn't hurt the Lakers. People try to complain that drafting Bronny took a roster spot from somebody else, which absolutely made no sense, being a second round 55th pick. When the hell has anybody ever cared about a second round 55th pick before in the NBA? But only because it's LeBron's son was it that much of an issue. He hasn't been a troublemaker. He's done his thing. He's improved on both ends of the court. I mean, I don't know, man. But I just don't know what his future is like with the Lakers. BG says he's a fit. Why is Bronny a fit to you, BG, when we talk about this team? Where does he fit in? Coming off the bench? To do what exactly? Because you don't have no scores in the second unit, I don't believe, for these Lakers. This is old, a little old, because Ayton is gone. But you really relying on Bronny to be an offensive weapon. I'm looking, that's how I feel. $10 years for what? Sexton and Grimes are scores. It's a difference to me between somebody that can score and somebody that is a scorer. Can Grimes get a bucket? Yeah. Can Colin Sexton get a bucket? Yeah. But they not scores to me. They not guys that you can rely or depend on when you need a bucket. I guess you're going to say that's Luka and Austin Reeves' job. Okay, cool. But I'm telling y'all, the moment one of these guys go down, Lakers season is probably over. There's no backup plan. 10 years since a championship. Why you lying to these people, yo? Why is you lying to these people? Y'all hate LeBron James so much that y'all willing to lie live in front of the American public here on Lakers land. Y'all willing to lie and make up numbers and make up stories just to hate on LeBron. You know, should be ashamed of yourself, yo. 10 years since LeBron James, since the Lakers won a chip before LeBron came. And LeBron has been here for 8 years, and the Lakers have only won one thanks to him. So that's 18 seasons the Lakers have been in business since their last title, and they only won one title, and that's thanks to James. But that's the guy that y'all wanted gone. Colin Sexton can run the point if Austin gets hurt. What if Luka gets hurt? Luka is the problem. LeBron was in Cleveland 11 years and won championship. Cleveland didn't win a championship in 50-something years, though, Rob. Why y'all don't want to put context behind y'all comments, man? Why y'all breaking this shit down and chopping it up? Cleveland didn't win a championship in 50 something years before LeBron did the unthinkable, being down 3-1 to a team that was 73-9. Y'all forgot the Golden State Warriors had the greatest record in NBA history that season. They were damn near unbeatable in Oracle Arena. LeBron and them was down 3-1, came back and won game 7 in Oracle. Gave back-to-back 40-point performances in the finals. If Luka gets hurt, Sexton is the backup. Yeah, that's from a roster standpoint. Sexton can't tie Luka's shoes. You really think that all the plays, all the situations that Luka is going to have to face this upcoming season, when we talk about clutch moments and things of that nature, you really think if you have to plug Sexton into that spot, it's going to be okay? We know the results are not going to be the same. Of course, Luka and Sexton are two different players, but I'm looking at a substantial difference. If I could depend on Luka 40% of the time to make a clutch basket in a clutch moment, if he's out the picture and if I got to depend on Sexton, that 40% to me goes down to damn near 5%. I'm going to respect him because he's a professional player. These guys are nothing like what the Lakers had and what the Lakers are losing. LeBron can't replace Luka if he got hurt. So what I'm going to do is get you a television for Christmas because I watched LeBron James when Luka was hurt just this playoffs take the Lakers to the second round, advancing them over Kevin Durant's Houston Rockets. I saw that. LeBron did that. What do you mean he can't replace Luka? What the hell is going on? Caton says LeBron can't get a championship ring again. Really? So if LeBron goes to Philly or New York or Miami or Golden State, Caton, you trying to tell me he don't have a chance of winning? With a straight face, you would have tell me LeBron don't have a chance of winning if he joined one of those ball clubs. Y'all need to stop it, bro. I mean, this is an interesting point. I think Jordan fans, Chicago fans should definitely be grateful for that. That Chicago Bulls team got it done. So even though their regular season record wasn't as good, they got the job done. So I would agree that Bulls team was still the greatest team of all time. Luka could go for 40 or 50. Neither Sexton nor LeBron can do that. Here's my thing. Can we at least agree? Can we agree on this? Because we've seen this year. And can LeBron be responsible for 50? Can we go there? Can we agree on that, BG? Can LeBron James be responsible for 50? What I mean responsible for 50 is within his points and within assists within the game. Could he still replicate the 50-point performance? I believe absolutely LeBron could be responsible for way more than 50 points in the game right now. I can't say the same for Sexton. And if Luka going for 40 and 50 and 60 and 70, the Lakers are losing. This is why Dallas didn't go anywhere. Assists are overrated. Wow. I am learning a lot today, boys and girls. I really am. The stuff y'all are saying in this live chat to me is so disrespectful. Some of y'all need to be drug tested. Brian says if LeBron can do it, Sexton can do it. My God. My God. All right, well, I guess the real Laker fans have spoken. I guess y'all have put me in my place this morning with all this nonsense, and it's cool. But you and I both know the truth. At the end of the day, unbelievable. But ending this thing about Bronny James, yo, this is where I stand with this whole shit about Bronny. At the end of the day, I feel like this young man has definitely earned his respect. I feel like he has improved. He's earned the little guaranteed contract that the Lakers just gave him. I feel like Bronny James over time has handled pressure better than almost any young player that I have seen, because a lot of young players have never been put in the situation, in the scenario that he has been in since day one. But if I'm Rob Pelinka, if I'm the Los Angeles Lakers right now in July of 2026, I'm thinking about the Lakers, not no nostalgia. If another team wants Bronny because they believe he can develop and because it can improve their chances of getting LeBron James, I'm asking for a king's ransom. I'm overly charging for Bronny James. If nobody meets that price, I'm perfectly fine and comfortable with keeping Bronny and hoping that he continued to develop on the defensive end of the basketball court, because the Lakers are going to need him. But one thing I would not do, boys and girls, is let him walk for pennies or close to nothing just because of the sentiment of father and son reuniting. The Lakers, the way it looks, have officially entered a new era in basketball. And if you're truly building towards that future, every asset to me has to be maximized, even if his last name is James. Seven Mitchell here. This is Lakers land. I hope you guys have a pretty decent Tuesday, because free agency is officially on and popping. And who knows what moves are going to be made, what little moves, or all the impact moves really are done. But now teams are starting to put together rosters to try to make that real run. So you're going to see a little bit of deals and moves here and there that might not catch your eye now, but it's definitely going to have a lot of meaning once the season starts. Shout out to my boy Rob. Shout out to my boy BG for coming through, kicking it with me live this morning. I hear a lot about Jonathan Kuminga and the Lakers. I used to want Jonathan Kuminga to be a part of this Lakers team. I just don't like his attitude, to be honest. And if you can't win, and if you can't have a good attitude in Golden State, I don't know how you think you're going to come to Los Angeles and things are going to change. I just don't see it. And Golden State be playing the Lakers 4 times in the season. They might pick Kuminga apart. I don't know. I just don't think it's a lot out there. I really don't. I think as much as the Lakers wanted to move on from LeBron James, I think this timing was bad. It just was not enough good available players to be able to replace LeBron and Rui and Marcus Smart, to me, and still have hopes to compete this season. Other teams got better, and the Lakers ain't really. The story of the offseason for the Lakers is that LeBron and them gone, and they overcharged, they overpaid niggas. That's the story of the Lakers offseason. And I don't think after losing to OKC last year in the playoffs, going into the offseason, I don't think the last thing any Lakers fan would have imagined is that A, LeBron would be gone, and B, the Lakers would have overpaid for guys that are not all-stars and they now broke. All right, y'all. We're going to lock in later on tonight, man. I'm pretty sure the Lakers going to have more stories, more news, and more bullshit coming down the pipeline. So we're going to lock in later on tonight here on Lakers Land. Do me a favor. Give me a like on this video if y'all enjoyed today's conversation. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit that notification because I will be going live again later on this evening so we can bust it down. I might do an open panel tonight so we can all kind of get our opinions out the way, talk about this Lakers offseason so far, because it is definitely a lot to discuss. So make sure y'all pull up later on tonight when I go live. We'll bust it down. Y'all stay safe, man, and I'll catch y'all this evening, man. I'm out.